Hello, everybody, and welcome to the Nexus Gaming Series. I am Jayzon, and we're bringing you a C Division match here today. Guys Gems versus Modo Miracle. I'm also joined by Thunderstruck. How you doing today, man? Thanks for joining me.
I'm doing well. How are you?
Oh, I'm doing just fine, but for some reason, I think your camera's frozen. Feels bad, man. Oh, no.
My camera's frozen. Oh, no.
What's happening
Let's
here?
try something.
Well, we'll try and get that working, but in the meantime, we won't stall these guys too much. We're gonna go ahead and go on into the draft for game number 1, which is gonna be on Tomb of the Spider Queen, and we'll get these maps adjusted for you guys as well. So we got Tomb of the Spider Queen is gonna be up first, and our second map tonight is going to be Infernal Shrines. And the first ban right away out is Lucio, so not wanting to deal with that sound barrier, and just in general the excellent amount of sustain that he gives on this map.
Yeah, Lucy also makes rotations on this map very easy.
Yeah, that's for sure. And this is a very rotation-heavy map. A lot of teams going with that 4-man rotate between...
4-man rotate, lots of wave clear.
Yeah. We do have Modo Miracle here coming out with the second ban. We'll have to see what exactly they want to deny. The Johanna hover is pretty interesting. She does give a lot of wave clear, but there's just so many good things in the meta right now to try and deny. Probably is a very interesting second ban.
Yeah, for sure.
But I suppose after the nerf of Hanzo, there's really a lot opened up on the table. You know, Genji is something you don't necessarily want to face, but
Whoa.
the Nazebo first pick. And I wasn't warned about the gingerbread man. This is not fair.
And now I'm going to have nightmares.
Yeah. Gotta give that warning before you throw the gingerbread Nazebo out. But we are seeing the Nazebo as a first pick. So displaying right away what Guys Gems are going for here. They're going for the late game. Nazebo very strong with those voodoo stacks and his ability to get a lot of early soak in the double soak in these lanes for getting those minion stacks. And there's the Hanzo in response. No surprise from Modo Miracle.
Reckoning is at hand.
I like the Tyrael here. It gives a shield to Hanzo, and it's also a pretty late game hero. His early game is eh.
Yeah, so we are going to see the Tyrael, who's been very, very strong in this meta. He's just, in general, very, very versatile in what he brings to the table. But we're going to see on the other side Anubarak and Sonya. So getting some extra wave clear with the Sonya. Anubarak very good in aiding the rotations and pressuring with all that CC that he brings. And, of course, Sonya also a very strong solo laner.
Yeah, interesting here that they have the Sonya and the Nazebo. Usually you see the Nazebo with the solo.
Yeah, I really like that here on Tomb of the Spider Queen. Nazebo, generally you want him in the 4-man rotate to be able to get stacks. So picking up the Sonya here gives them a really good team fighter, but also a really good solo laner to free up the Nazebo to rotate.
Yeah, exactly. And that's a trap a lot of teams fall into. They take the Nazebo, throw him in the solo lane, and he gets a lot less stacks because of it.
Right. So we're going to see the Tracer ban come out from Modo Miracle. So I think, again, you know, they're seeing kind of these things where I almost expect that this is like a target ban from Modo Miracle, that they know that Guys Gems likes to run maybe the Johanna or the, you know, at this point in the season, there's plenty of statistics out there for these teams to be able to use to scout.
Oh, for sure.
And I would say that almost the same thing with Kel'Thuzad. We don't see a lot of KT bans, but comes out with that ban there for the side of Guys Gems. So now we got 2 more picks coming out here for Modo Miracle. And we'll have to see exactly what direction they want to go here. We've got the Hanzo on the back line and the Tyrael, but that's not showing a lot of your comp at this point.
No. Another thing I've been really interested in the meta recently is the less prioritization on healers. Except for Lucio, first ban.
Right,
But
yeah.
other than that, we haven't seen anything of a healer.
Yeah, Lucio, very strong. He gives you sustained healing and, you know, kind of like burst prevention with the sound barrier. But otherwise, most of the other healers are definitely lower tier. You can kind of mix and match, you know, what healer you want for your comp. And it's not super critical to get a particular healer past the Lucio comps. And so I agree. It definitely a lower priority.
Mm-hmm.
So the Alexstrasza going to be picked up here for Modo Miracle along with the Arthas. So Arthas probably going to be their solo laner to go against Sonya. Not a terrible matchup for the Arthas. And then Alexstrasza is also very good in the rotating game. We might even see the globe talent coming out here from Alexstrasza, as it's very easy for her to stack up those globes.
Yeah, she can easily stack up the globes, but I'm also interested to see the rest of the build, because Q build can be very strong here with double frontline.
Yeah, both of those come out with some percentage, which is nice. So we'll have to see exactly how they want to run this Alexstrasza build. Could also go with the more flame build for the extra wave clear, but I don't expect that to happen if it's a solo support Alexstrasza. But we do see the Malfurion coming out, so the Malfurion hinting that they might have actually wanted the Tracer with this comp, so I kind of like that ban from Modo Miracle. Maybe scouting it out a little bit.
Yeah, it seems like they had a little knowledge up their sleeve.
So instead, they're going to go with the Tychus, who's very good at shredding frontline tanks. So Tyrael and Arthas on the other side. I definitely respect that pickup. And overall, right now, Guy's Gems are just winning the sustained game, as I'm seeing these team fights play out, at least on paper. We do have one more pick coming out here for Modo Miracle, so I'll have to see how they want to round out this comp. Probably another backline damage, but if they want to go hyper aggressive, they could pick a melee assassin to try and aid Arthas and Tyrael on the front line there and really enable Hanzo.
Yeah, I'm interested to see what they take here.
The wait is over.
Why choose?
Okay,
You can have a backline damage dealer that likes to step up front and deal a lot of damage on the front line.
Yeah. Now, the Cassie is interesting here. It counters Tychus a little bit with the blinds.
Yep.
But she also falls prey to the constant stun roots coming out of Guy's Gems. Because if she's not moving, she doesn't have her damage reduction.
Yeah, so this was the map pick here for Guy's Gems for Old Cake asking whose map pick this was. It's first pick, first ban for Modo, so Guy's Gems gonna have, or no, actually, I am wrong. It was first pick for Guy's Gems, so it's Modo Miracle's map pick. Got it. By the way, going over those map picks real quick, it was Modo Miracle that won the toss. They elected to ban out Towers of Doom. Guy's Gems banning out Infernal Shrines. Then we had the pick for Modo Miracle being Tomb of the Spider Queen, and Guy's Gems picking up the Infernal Shrines. Or no, not Infernal. Wait. I said Infernal Shrines twice, and now I'm utterly confused. It was Towers of Doom, and...
It was Cursed Hollow was the second pick.
Yeah, you're right. Okay, Cursed Hollow was map 2. Okay.
Yes, Infernal Shrines was Guy's Gems ban.
It was the ban. Okay. I just put it in wrong on my sheet. Bummer. But you know, hey, these things happen.
Always.
And this is why we have smart co-casters that are keeping us on track. All right, so on the left, we are going to be loading in here to Tomb of the Spider Queen. Guy's Gems is going to be in the blue trunks with Stwish on the Malfurion. Cody Kraz is going to be on the Tychus. Sprugles on the Anubarak. Odin is going to be on the Nazebo. And User 2 is going to be on the Sonya. You want to go ahead and introduce Modo Miracle for us?
Sure. Yeah, on the right, in the red, we got Modo Miracle. We're going to have Chris on the Alexstrasza, the Juggler on Cassia, Fonzie GG on Tyrael, Merod playing the Hanzo, and Ghost Dunk running Arthas.
Alright, so it does look like both teams are going to go ahead and head into the mid. There's some decent CC and kill potential on both sides, so both teams are going to be looking for an opportunity to catch somebody out. Hanzo catching Cody there with that initial arrow, giving him vision of exactly where Guy's Gems are. And it looks like both teams are going to focus more on the wave clear to start here, but a nice Howling Blast there from Ghost Dunk. He's going to be stacking that thing up like crazy to start this one out.
Yeah, a lot. Both quests coming out for Alexstrasza and Arthas. Cassia obviously going charge strikes, just going to keep the permanent damage up. Hanzo also taking the auto attack here.
Yeah, and I really like these calls for a lot of these talents. The Arthas is going to struggle a little bit to get the questing talent done, as he is down in the solo lane, so he'll only have the Sonya to try and get those Howling Blasts onto. But definitely an awesome pick here for the Alexstrasza. Shreve is going to be looking to get those globes. Should be able to complete this quest pretty quickly and be able to constantly give more regen globes to the team once that quest comes in. Plus the extra percentage isn't bad.
Yep, it's going to be pretty helpful late game with Arthas Tyrael as your front line.
So we are going to see both teams settling into the 4-1 rotation, which you would expect here. And slight rotational advantage right now for Modo Miracle. They have been just making the rotations a little bit cleaner, but Guy's Gems are keeping up in terms of the wave clear, and they're not really taking any extra damage so far. Oh, we do see Toad build coming out for Nazeebo, so yet another reason to be happy that he's rotating around and up in this top rotation. But you got to look out here. Like Modo Miracle is going to start to change up the script a little bit and go after their Bruiser camp.
Yeah, interesting out of here to go get the camp. It makes sense. You have everybody, you have somebody in every lane, so you're not losing Soko on it or anything. It just seems a little early to me.
Yeah, and especially on this map where your priority is to get that first turn in so you can start to snowball. Being able to control the
caught top for a second.
Oh yeah, Hanzo able to leap over the wall, but a decent amount of damage and pressure onto him. But especially on this map where you really want to get that first turn into snowball, they back up, and that affords the opportunity for the side of Guy's Gems to go ahead and turn in 25 of those gems and get halfway there right off the bat.
Now, a lot of Nazeebo's time is going to be spent clearing this wave mid, and Guy's Gems sent 4 bots, so they've now lost Soak top.
Yeah, losing XP, losing gems up there. So I like the responsive rotation from Modo Miracle. They are going to go ahead and put some members down here to clear this out, but they had mid pressuring, and now they've got 3 down here, but they're not missing any soak for the side of Modo Miracle, and they've gotten themselves a slight XP lead out of this.
Talents all look pretty normal. Merc Lord coming out for Sonya. I didn't expect that.
Yeah, so going to be looking to aid the push of those camps. It is kind of a strange pickup here, but we will see the Howling Blast come out. User 2 is going to end up going down, and just not having the survivability there. No help, no rotation, so gets caught out, and now that's actually going to afford the side of Modo Miracle to secure themselves a turn in, as some nice poking up in the top lane here.
Tychus fell bot lane.
And we do see the red web weavers coming out to start. So a very nice macro play from Modo to start this game out.
So Red has a 1 level lead, and Modo has a 1 level lead, and they're pushing in here with web weavers.
Yeah, so this is going to really afford them the opportunity to get some solid damage up here in the top. I like that they are prioritizing this top lane. They are going to be able to get a little damage out just in case later they want to get the boss. But we are going to see them also having the juggler here in the mid lane. And there's not a whole lot of good wave clear potential over on the side of Guy's Gems to really be able to clear this out quickly.
Their best wave clear is Sonya, who's dealing with Arthas bot, and after that it's Nazeebo, and Nazeebo doesn't really clear waves that fast.
for sure. And so they will be able to eventually push these web weavers back. 1 gem away is Guy's Gem right now. We are going to see Modo with that big XP lead. They're definitely winning the race to 10. Alexstrasza does get caught.
Wow.
It is going to have to pop the Dragon Queen here. We'll be able to scoot them away, though. And now it's a Nubarak that gets turned on and blown up. And that will be a 3rd kill here in this game for Modo Miracle. 3-0 right now over to in credit of them. We're going to be able to do a nice job of rotating around and protecting these points. Only 1 gem away for Guy's Gems, but nice goalkeeping right here from Modo Miracle.
Interesting talents coming out from the Zebra here. He went Blood Ritual at 4, which gives him health when a minion or enemy dies, versus the usual Voodoo stacks, which gives more health late game. And Dead Rush, so he's looking to get a little more value out of zombies.
So we are going to see Guy's Gems able to pick up the Web Weavers here, but it's going to be a rough transition for them as they try and push these Web Weavers in, but there is no level 10. Modo Miracle has picked up their ultimate abilities. It's going to be the Dragon's Arrow, along with Cleansing Flame, Sanctification, Ball Lightning, and the Army of the Dead. What do you think of these heroics here for Modo Miracle?
All very standard. Nothing out of the ordinary here. There's no reason for any of them to take any other ult, really. They could have tried something fun with Sindragosa, I guess, but the survivability that Ghouls brings Arthas just lets Alexstrasza focus on Cassia so much more.
Now we do have level 10s coming in for Guy's Gems as these Web Weavers get cleared out, but it's going to be Gargantuan, Twilight Dream, Commandeer Odin, Wrath of the Berserker, and the Web Wrap. It's also what you would expect here from Guy's Gems with their heroics.
Yep, 100%. Gargantuan makes sense, Wrath makes sense. There's no reason to go Trank here. Twilight just brings so much more with Arthas, Cassia, Tyrael in your face.
So you see a nice cleanse there from Swish, using that altered cleanse that Malfurion has now, as long as he's got that Q on the target, is able to cleanse anybody that has a regrowth. So able to get Cody Kraz away from Arthas there, which is very, very important. Tychus doesn't have much mobility to be able to deal with that, with the Arthas slows.
Yeah, another thing I just noticed, Tychus went Dash at 1, the Regen Globe talent, so that was good for him. He's already done that, and we're only level 11.
And gems being picked up all over the place and turned in. Right now, both teams do have enough, so we're going to start to see them contesting here. The camp was picked up for the mid lane here by Modo Miracle, so they are going to be trying to aid that push as they go up, but nice zoning coming out from Guy's Gems, keeping them honest to start this off. But still about a half-level lead after both of these first Web Weavers come out, and we will see Guy's Gems going ahead and sneaking that in the top lane.
Now I'm interested to see how Modo deals with this. Their camp mid is basically dead, and it's pushed out. Top is going to be the farthest pushed, and they also don't have a wall top already.
So yeah, we do see the 4-man defense squad here for Modo Miracle. They're going to be trying to make sure to clear this out before it gets too much advantage in the priority lane here on Tomb with that boss lane. But response is here from Guy's Gems. The Odin is going to get popped, and they're going to be looking to pressure in here.
Wrath popped. Arthas is leaving bot lane, so... Ooh, my.
And Shreve gets caught out. Did pop the dragon, but not able to hit the cleansing flame in time to get out there. And we're going to see the kill and the top fort going down. But also the other Web Weavers getting some value, as so many members of Modo Miracle were focused on trying to defend the top.
Gather gems if you wish to be spared.
Alexstrasza is one away from her quest. Hanzo has a few more on his. Arthas has basically done his roots, and no weird talents coming out at 13. We do see Holy Ground, which actually has become not the favorite in most comps, which I always find interesting because I think it's most powerful. Cocoon popped here, does nothing.
We are going to see the Cleansing Flame coming down here along with the Sanctification. Ghost Dunk going in, getting some nice heals from Alexstrasza. Sprugel's getting very low. Is going to have to get some last minute healing. The arrow misses!
Hanzo's arrow
just barely! And we are going to see Cody Kraz going down. A 3-for-0 exchange. Modo Miracle coming out and getting a huge team fight here to be able to get them a nice advantage, as they are going to be able to get a Webweaver turn in, but they are looking for boss.
Yeah, heading straight up to boss here. And again, what won them that fight was their extreme amount of sustain. Arthas with ghouls, Alexstrasza also sustained with W's and Q's, plus Dragon, plus Cleansing Flame, plus Sanctification. It just seemed like they weren't taking any damage. Well, they were taking damage, they just weren't dying.
Yeah, Alexstrasza up to the task in taking care of the damage coming from Guy's Gems, and there was a decent amount of good, solid focus fire coming out from Modo Miracle in that fight. You saw one person going down at a time, but not all the health bars. So they're able to pick up the boss and the Webweaver. So they're stacking this very, very nice advantage. It'll push out in both of the lower lanes, but they are fully focused on this top lane to aid the boss here.
Odin's being popped. Ball Lightning went out just for some zoning.
We are going to see a 3-man Dragon Arrow. Fonzie trying to cut people off with that Holy Ground, but we will see the members of Guy's Gems able to make it through. Cleansing Flame coming out, trying to keep Fonzie alive as they push in with this Webweaver and the boss, but a huge root coming out from Arthas. Shreve will come down in the Dragon form, and we will see a bit of a retreat here, but the Howling Blast gets to Sonya, and that's going to be another pick-off for Modo Miracle.
This Alexstrasza cannot be too happy with Imperial. He's been standing in and then walking out of every single one of her W's. That's why he's still at half health.
So we are going to see the top keep falling here to the pressure from this boss and Webweaver.
And there's towers are pretty close too.
A ton of minions stacked up here in the mid. Going to be taking it down. Yeah, Nazebo doesn't mind it at all. He's going to get a ton of stacks off of this. He actually already has enough for that level 20 talent, even at level 15 here, but doesn't hurt to stack that up even more. So we are going to see Modo Miracle backing up here. They don't have quite enough for a turn in, but same thing over on the side of Guy's Gems at the moment.
We see Modo coming in here for steal his camp. Oh, the arrow just misses. Oh, Howling Blast, Ice Block, and he lives.
This is a very nice Ice Block from Odin, able to dodge some of the abilities there.
Howling Blast.
Yep. And we will see them trying to take a look at engaging this. They don't have level 16, but another huge Howling Blast coming out from Ghost Dunk, able to zone the members of Guy's Gems. We're going to see the Cleansing Flame popped here. Maybe a little bit of a panic ult, but ultimately we'll get them out with that camp. And they're level 16.
It was a little bit of a panic, but also Odin and Wrath were both popped, so that's 2 ults to 2 ults there. Ball Lightning was also used.
Right now for Guy's Gems, they're not out of this yet. They've only are down 1 keep at this point, so they get to level 16. They will need to force a fight, though, but they have a pretty large window before the side of Modo Miracle have this level 20.
Yeah, but they also have to worry about getting turn-in. Modo Miracle doesn't have it. Guy's Gems absolutely needs it before Modo gets another one.
And we are going to see a nice rotation here from Modo Miracle, knowing that Guy's Gems are soaking and up in these top 2 lanes. They'll grab the camp. They'll go ahead and push in the bottom fort and just get a little bit more XP on their road to 20 here.
Yeah, Modo playing safe, way back rotations, and moving as 5.
Go ahead and dump the gems while they're here, and that's going to be enough to get them another Web Weaver turn in. It's going to be a lot of pressure in both the mid and top lanes. Bots
this
pushed
is a
out pretty well.
problem for guys' gems. They don't have a wall mid. They're gonna 5-man push mid, it looks like, and they have Cat as top.
Now, Odin is up if they want to go ahead and use it here for the wave clear, which I suspect they probably will. We're going to see the Web Weaver coming down. Well, they do have the camp also, providing them with a little bit of extra spell shield. As the side of Modo Miracle goes in, they will go ahead and pop the Odin, and a lot of damage coming out to start onto this keep right away. The 2-man Dragon Arrow. Fonzie trying to follow it up, not really finding anyone out. They'll turn their focus on the mid keep for now and just try and zone the members. Twilight comes in. Huge Twilight on the backside along with Cody Kraz dealing damage, but the Cleansing Flame is there to get them out safe and sound here in the mid lane.
Looks like Modo's just going to back off.
Now we'll see them focusing on the final keep of Guy's Gems as they rotate on down. User 2 caught out a little bit here, trying to whirlwind out of trouble. We'll get hit by the root and a ton of damage from Hanzo. But we will see the cocoon falling. Now slowly poking away at this fort.
No ults up for Guy's Gems, and Modo very close to 20.
Yeah, that was really the fight that I feel like Guy's Gems needed to force. Even without the ultimates, even with Sanctification up, at some point you got to just hit the go button. You're down 2 keeps, and you got that last keep available. They're pushing in my opinion, Modo Miracle overstaying there. But they aren't able to quite get the force, and instead have baited out a couple of members. 5 members still here. They turn around and get the Dragon's Arrow. Sanctification going down as well. And Sprugles gets blown up. Cody Kraz is in all kinds of trouble. Odin's going to be caught out of position here. And Modo Miracle setting the trap and executing it perfectly.
With 20s, with Cleansing Flame, just keep them there a little longer. It does look like this might be game.
Core slowly falling here. Shields are gone. Cleansing Flame going to come out to sustain. Malfurion goes down despite the Twilight Dream coming out. And User 2 doing all he can, but Shrieve will come down in the dragon form. And that is going to be it. Game number 1 here on Tomb of the Spider Queen. Going to be going over to Modo Miracle. So what are your impressions overall on that game? What do you think Guy's Gems could have maybe done differently? And what do you think Modo Miracle did really well there?
Sorry, trying to fix my camera.
That's
I've been
okay.
frozen that entire time. I feel really bad about it.
That's okay. We're on the game anyway, so not a big deal.
Yeah, good point. I think that was actually just really good drafting on Modo. Really, they had so much sustain. They had all types of protection with stereo shields and sanctification. And I think Guy's Gems was trying to do too much. They had an idea. They didn't really stick with it. They got Tracer banned, and that kind of threw them into Tychus. It just seemed like they were a little uncomfortable with their comp.
Yeah, meanwhile, Modo Miracle seemed like they did everything they wanted. Seemed like they got a lot of what they wanted from the draft and from the gameplay in general. They got a pretty early advantage with that first Web Weaver and just kind of snowballed it from there, seemed like.
Yeah, I think Guy's Gems needed to step up at one point and take a fight, and it just... I don't know if the opportunity never presented itself, or if it's just they didn't feel like they could, but I don't think sitting back and letting them just roll over you was the right decision there.
Yeah, it can be really tough to force in a lot of those situations, but like you said, at the end of the day, at some point you just got to go in and hope for the best, really.
And not out at turn-in where you have no forced or keeps behind you.
Yeah, it's definitely rough. All right, so we are going to be moving on to game number 2. It's going to be played out here on Cursed Hollow. Get our teams on into lobby here. What are you going to be looking for in terms of adjustments for Guy's Gems as we go on to Cursed Hollow?
Well, Cursed Hollow, big map, so you got to have global presence and you got to have fight because you need these tributes to get curse. So, actually, a lot of what they had last game seems better for this map, except not let out lack of global presence because Tomb is probably the smallest possible map.
Yeah, very small lane rotations. Globals aren't bad there. You know, globals aren't really bad anywhere. But
globals aren't bad anywhere.
Yeah, but to your point, it's not as strong as it is here on Cursed Hollow. I always think of Cursed Hollow as the home of Abathur because it's such a big map that there's all kinds of places he can hide, all kinds of places that he can side soak, and but definitely a good place for globals. To your point. All right, looks like we got everybody into lobby. We'll just make sure both of these teams are ready to go. Okay, Real Draw, whatever you say, buddy. I like the emote usage though. That's on point. All right, it looks like we are ready to go here. Game number 2.
Cursed Hollow.
One of the classic maps in Heroes of the Storm, Cursed Hollow. Been around since the very beginning. And a pretty popular
really
map in general.
It's because it's so balanced.
So balanced.
There's everything on this map is perfectly like damage-wise the way it should be, I think. I know people say some bosses are too weak or too strong. This boss just seems perfect. It does what it needs to do. And the positioning of this map, I absolutely love the I want to call them back alleys in the jungle, where it seems like it's a straight line, but there's always that one cut around that somebody can take and holes to hide in. It's one of my favorite maps for sure.
Yeah. It's also the map that everybody in Heroes of the Storm learns to play on. You actually, fun fact that a lot of people don't remember from the old days is that when you start a new account, you'd only be able to play Cursed Hollow for like the first amount of time. So everybody kind of has this childlike wonder with this map, and that's the reason. But again, the Tracer ban coming out. Modo Miracle knows what they do not want to face, and they've got Guy's Gems number here. They're calling out the Tracer. Yeah,
for sure. That's the second time, and this time first ban. They really don't want to see it here. They must have seen it before.
And once again, Guy's Gems hovering the Lucio, so they're going to counter by making sure they don't get the Lucio once again.
And Lucio, once again, is just really good because all the fights are going to be nowhere near your fort. You need that out-of-lane sustain.
Yeah, so now the question is, who's going to start prioritizing the globals first? Do we see an early ETC pickup here with the possibility of that stage dive heroic?
That's completely possible, and if it is, I expect a almost immediate Ming counter to that. That denies the Mosh if he decides to go it, and it also provides a lot of poke on this map, which is my favorite playstyle of this map, is to constantly just poke out the tribute and get soak in other lanes.
Yeah, and denial and long-range poke, very, very important with these tributes and the way this map works. Sustain, also very important, which is why we see a prioritization on Lucio and other sustain healers. But they're going to go with the Tyrael to start, who has been really a big topic for discussion. A lot of people thinking that he is a little bit too powerful, particularly with that early level 1 talent.
Yeah, it just seems everybody's not too happy with that level 1 shield talent, and it makes sense because you're basically doubling the health of all the minions near you. If put him in a solo lane and his minion wave just automatically becomes better than yours, whether you out-wave clear him or not.
Right. Well, and
it also brings in fight sustain.
Yeah. And especially with the new way the solo lane works with the way the towers are, even if you out-push Tyrael in general, you're still able to get a lot of value from constantly having those tower shots and not having to deal with ammo. So
yeah, he also doesn't need to clear the wave faster because his towers don't run out of ammo. They can kill minions forever.
Right. All right. Unfortunately, it looks like you're frozen again. No.
Oh, jeez.
Skype problems. That's okay. We are.
It just seems like every time I click back into heroes, it does it a few seconds later because I keep looking up at it and it's working. Then I don't look at it and it doesn't work.
It's only when you're not looking at it. That's what. Exactly.
All right, I'm just gonna stare at it now. The camera knows I'm not giving it attention.
So anyway, going back to the draft, Anubarak and Rhaegar picked up here for Guy's Gem. So pretty generic pickups, not really showing a whole lot of what their strategy is going to be. But Arthas and Falstad coming out on the other side. So there's your global, and Arthas, which we saw last game be very effective.
Yeah, and that brings more sustain. Arthas with ghouls brings sustain, and Falstad with Gust brings disengage.
Thank you very much, Moist Weenus. Not only for the follow, but for the pleasant comments in chat. I appreciate it. Kel'Thuzad going to be the ban out once again for Guy's Gems. So
this must be another Tracer scenario.
Right, yeah. They just know that somebody over on Modo Miracle plays a really good Kel'Thuzad. And Kel'Thuzad kind of reminds me of Alarak in a way where, you know, if you got a really good Alarak player on the other side, it's more scary than other heroes. Yeah.
Oh, for sure. It's more scary than an actual, like, meta hero.
Right, yeah, because they just outplay you like crazy. And
anybody can whip out a Dragon Blade and hit at least 4 people with it. But some people can just pull out Alarak and get a 5-man silence, and then you just cry yourself to sleep.
Right, yeah. It's like, how did he hit that on all of us? We were spread. It doesn't make sense. Some Alaraks
fit 5 bodies in that small silence area.
Didn't Asmodan body block us all from being in there? What's happening? No, but yeah, they somehow Alarak physics just don't apply. But Ragnaros,
well, we knew that.
Ragnaros, the ban out here for Modo Miracle, and not a big shock.
I really like this ban.
Yeah. Yeah, he's very strong in the wave clear department. He also is able to use that Molten Core to counter boss pushes, stall out tributes, and has good ranged poke despite being a melee hero. So
I mean his meteor can hit you from basically the other side of the lane.
Right.
And I think it's a really good ban here for Modo because if he does go for that Molten Core, you don't have to worry about him getting W's and E's constantly raining down on your Falstad at this point. Well, that's their only squishy right now.
So we are going to see the Vala and the Asmodan coming out. So Asmodan going to be a big pickup. And we are going to see the Vala as well. But Asmodan able to apply that global pressure and the side soak pretty well with with that trait of his, and also able to give the long ranged poke. But we'll have to see what build they decide to go. If they want to go with that Sieging Wrath, or they want to go more the long sustained game to try and make him a late game terror.
I mean, if he goes Taste for Blood and this game goes on a while, Falstad can just kiss himself goodbye.
That's fair for sure.
I shall do what
So once again, Modo Miracle going back to the well here with Hanzo and Alexstrasza. So 4 out of the 5 heroes from the last map coming out here for Modo Miracle. And once again, they'll have that good sustain from Alexstrasza and a lot of poke damage from Hanzo.
Yeah, for sure. Hanzo just brings poke damage with Qs and Ws. And, you know, that scatter arrow, that one arrow manages absolutely everything and still hits you while getting tribute.
The one last pick for Guy's Gems. The question is, what do they want to grab? They don't necessarily have a solo laner at the moment, so they might want to pick something to have to go against probably... Well, it could be Arthas, or it could be Tyrael.
I
Or Falstad, really? It could be anybody.
I think it'll be Arthas in one and Falstad in the other.
Yeah.
And at this point, I think you just pick somebody to slightly annoy Arthas. I'm not sure really who. Maybe Dahaka for the global.
Or Sonya.
Okay. Sonya.
Yeah.
Going with the standard.
And Sonya, of course, having the revisions to her nerf coming out in this last patch, so she has returned to her full strength. So she's been she's also very good in the camp game, which is important here on Cursed Hollow, having a good jungler.
Yeah, for sure. And that's another thing I'm looking forward to seeing is the build Hanzo goes, because you know he can get camps almost faster than any other hero at this point with the right build, with a certain build.
Right. Rhaegar, of course, used to be good at that, but they took away his level 1 talent. He's still all right. He's still all right as a camp taker.
He can still do it. It's not as fast, and he still won't die to it, but he can do it.
Yeah, I would say Vala probably actually one of the strongest, especially for that siege grab. So I'd like to see how Guy's Gems plan out this early part of this map. This is their map choice, so I'd expect them to have a good handle on the macro game. But, you know, let's not forget this is the C division where all things are possible. Anyway.
Yeah, actually, the biggest thing I think I want to see here from Guy's Gems is map pressure.
Yeah, for sure. And they've got that in spades.
You have to make Falstad use his global. Really, you really do, because you don't have one. Well, you have Asmodee's D, I guess.
Yeah.
Battle begins.
All right, well, let's go ahead and get into this game number 2. Guy's Gems, got to be on the left. User 2 is going to be back on the Sonya. Cody Kraz on the Vala. Sprugles on the Anubarak. Stwish is going to be on the Rhaegar. And we're going to have Azmodan being played by Odin.
And on the right, we're going to have Modo Miracle, Fonzie GG again on the Tyrael, Ghost Dunk again on Arthas, Shriv again on Alex, Marod on Hanzo once again, and the Juggler switching over to Falstad.
And
Interesting positioning coming here.
Yeah, instantly we're going to see Modo Miracle trying to take advantage of that global pressure. Odin being careful so far, hasn't stepped out into lane, and will actually send the minion in to scout out Modo Miracle. We'll see them split off into lane now. Very nice play from Odin. Very patient there.
Very. And it's good for him because Asmodee's not one of those heroes that needs to go in lane like that. So Asmo did go with Sieging Wrath.
Yep, so no long-term 500 stack game coming for us, unfortunately.
No. So sad.
Yeah, well, you know, can't have cheese every game, right?
Or can you?
Or can you?
We do see Hanzo going with the W here. So he's looking to get a lot of stall and a lot of camp pressure. And Falstad coming out with a Q. I find that a little interesting. I haven't seen Q but Falstad in a while.
So you're going to see both teams instantly rotating out to grab their respective siege camps. They do stick Rhaegar on it, so Swish is getting started. User 2 looks like he's going to start rotating back to the Bruiser camp after taking
Straight to it.
Yeah, so this is what I was talking about here with Guy's Gems having their map of choice. They are going to go ahead and make some strong rotations in the macro to try and grab some
What a
camps.
Miracle looking top, and they're not going to find Cody.
Yeah, no, they do end up backing up in time. That's going to be a nice advantage for them going into this first phase with this Bruiser camp here. But we're actually going to see the side of Modo Miracle proving me wrong and going ahead and grabbing their own camp here quickly. They do have Marad on the Hanzo who can very quickly take this out.
Yeah, he now has 4. I think that's exactly why they went top. They just wanted to get 4. Because now he has the extra damage to minions and he will not die to this. Shriv is getting a little low. He's probably going to have to back for this tribute.
Yeah, depending on if he's got that well tap. Could hit the well on the way, but no.
Oh, wait, maybe.
Thinking about it? Yep. I would expect him to have it. There's not. Yep.
Yeah, I don't remember him using it, so.
Alright. So we'll have both of these.
Clearing up the siege.
The Juggler going to hit the B button, but should have plenty of time to get back. Especially with the
with
extraordinary amount of poke that Modo Miracle has. Literally everybody on their team has a ranged poke to be able to deny this with.
False Dad is flying in now. Ghost is a little low.
Fonzie also getting very low.
Down.
We'll try to come back in and get some trait value, but misses there as Cody Kraz able to hit the vault out. Marad very low. We'll have to agility over the wall and get out, but...
Oh god, that globe was so slow moving. I saw that I was watching this whole thing fold out. I thought I just saw Hanzo's light flashing before my eyes in slow motion.
Yeah, luckily didn't take that wrong turn into the globe, but we'll have to see at level 7. I kind of, you know, maybe expect to see that speed talent taken to be able to hurry those globes along and make them a little bit tougher to dodge.
See, now this time I agree with Sonya taking Merklord, because obviously you just saw they're prioritizing Mercs, and they didn't do it last game, so Merklord didn't really bring them anything.
Yeah, on a map like Tomb, where there's just not that many mercenary camps, and it just, yeah, it didn't really make quite as much sense, but that'll be the playstyle here. Might give a little bit better dividends this time around.
I mean, the biggest Merc on Tomb is the Web Weaver, really.
Yeah. And it's not even a Merc at all. But we will see Guys Gems rotating up. Also, Modo Miracle coming up here as well. They already have the Juggler trying to clear out the lane. Level 7 for both teams. Should be an even fight here for Tribute number 2.
Full W for Hanzo. Icebound Fortitude makes sense. Tyrael still hasn't picked his level 7. Good stall by Alexstrasza.
So we are going to see the globe coming out early. Odin trying to get this casted, but there's a lot of poke potential on the other side. Cody Kraz able to vault out just in time with his life still intact. We are going to see another big globe onto the back line, but good healing coming out from Shreve to sustain them through this. But Valo goes down to Marad in the top half, and Anubarak also going to fall to that scatter arrow. It's going to be 2-for-0 exchange, and that's definitely going to be this tribute going over to Modo Miracle.
Asmo didn't take the globe talent at 7.
Yeah, instead deciding to go with the bound minion. So we'll be interesting to see if those globes are able to really find their mark here as we head on into the back half of this game.
They're definitely using Asmo as their global now, for sure. We do see both teams going for boss.
It looks like both bosses are going to go pretty much uncontested. Fonzie GG getting a little bit low. Going to have to back up and let somebody else take the brunt of this damage for a second. But we'll have the boss split out in lanes.
For Modo, Ghost Dunk was soaking in mid, and that actually brought to an XP lead. They were slightly behind after that last team fight, which made no sense because they got kills, but they were.
Yeah, and especially with Hanzo over on their side, they really didn't need all 5 there to clear that. And we do see Ghost Dunk coming down here. Gonna catch out Odin. And Odin's in all kinds of trouble here.
A lot of trouble.
Gonna stall them out as much as possible. Should allow this. Yeah, did get some value, but we're gonna see that's gonna end up being Guys Gems with a big rotational advantage for this next tribute for sure.
It does look like both teams are going to lose the fort, but Guys Gems is also going to get this tribute. Oh, wait, false dad.
Well, not if the juggler has anything to say about it. We'll be able to fly in and get that one hammer. But surprisingly, they do not resume the capping in time. And now there's definitely going to be the arrow coming out. And now level 10 for Modo Miracle.
And now Guys Gems has to leave. And there's a boss going for the keep wall. Oh no, it's dead. Okay, phew. I was like, wait, they left the boss alive?
Alright, so level 10's in here for Modo Miracle. Once again, we're going to see the Army of the Dead, Dragon Arrow, Cleansing Flame, Tranquility. And this time around, we'll have the Gust coming out.
Again, survivability coming out from Modo Miracle.
While on the other side, level 10s have come in for Guys Gems as well. Ancestral Healing, Wrath of the Berserker, Web Wrap, and a couple still being held here. Any chance this isn't Blackpool coming out from Odin here?
You know, I could actually see him going demonic here. just because he didn't even go. He's not very likely to be landing these globes. I don't know if he really takes it for that. I think he might take. I could see Blackpool, but I think he might take Demonic just to give himself a little more push pressure.
That makes sense on a big map like this where he's primarily going to be the solo lane. But we do also see the Rain of Vengeance coming out here for Vala.
I mean, he can throw it in lane and then walk to the tribute.
And that is going to be it. Demonic Invasion coming out.
All right.
Spicy.
Now I'm waiting for somebody to show their face, and it's going to be Tyrael. He's going to get everything blown up on him, and he's just going to walk away because of Q. Oh, no, he's smart.
Yeah, Q's in. Very nice play by Fonzie. That's what we paid for tonight. And we're going to see the web wrap come out onto Arthas. They're going to be able to zone, and Swish is going to get this for free on the back end. And Cleansing Flame not quite there in time. Sprugel's going down, though. But maybe staying a little bit too long.
For kills. Guys, gems stayed way too long there. Nobody was contesting the tribute. There was no reason to even be fighting, actually. We do see Asmo finishing Sieging Wrath.
We're going to see the side of Modo Miracle focusing on this bot lane, aiding the push of this siege camp. They're going to be able to get the front wall here and level 13. So now, curse point for both teams. But level 13 here for Modo Miracle. Big advantage for them as they rotate up here.
Level 13, and they are still soaking. Juggler is taking soak mid and killing towers. We do see Ghost Dunk posturing in the bush. Spoogles checks it.
And so I'll have to see if Guys Gems really want to try to contest this. It's going to be rough, and Spruggles charges in headlong with that burrow charge. We'll hit the web wrap.
This cocooned again.
Shreve's going to pop the Dragon Queen. And User 2 going right onto the backside, trying to get to Murad, but they're going to turn around and be able to blow him up in short order despite the wrap.
Rhaegar, you got to jump on that.
Murad with the jukes here, able to avoid getting killed there. And Arthas is going to end up in quite a bit of... Well, actually going to end up coming in on the front line. Getting some nice CC out.
Odin... Nope, Odin lives.
Cleansing Flame comes out. Spruggles.
They still have Sang, too.
A little bit late on the Ancestral.
A little too late because of no mana. Feels bad. Feels bad. And that makes it 7 kills to 1. 2-level lead. And the globe stall.
A valiant effort here from Guys Gems. Knowing that they could probably still take the fight down 13. Of all the talent tiers, I would say 13 is probably, on average, the least impactful. But ultimately, they do end up losing that. Now the invasion onto User 2. So right now, Modo Miracle not giving an inch to Guys Gems.
And you see Falstad and Bot taking Fort. He's going to be pushing that out. And it looks like Modo's just going to go for a keep here.
They have this camp. They have the curse. The enemy structures not helping out at all. Report enemy structures for throwing. But we are going to see the full 5-man, or full 4-man commitment. Asmodan is in mid, defending the mid fort. So level 16 now picked up for Modo Miracle. User 2 going in. We'll get the Ancestral this time around. And a ton of damage coming out. Many members of Modo Miracle are low here. And they are on the chase. Ghost Dunk trying to zone, keeping the members slowed. Ultimately, they should be able to walk away here. Fonzie GG so low. The orb trying to catch somebody. Doesn't hit the mark. Demonic Invasion even being caught.
Jeez.
But the Juggler, all the while in the bot lane, pushes that all the way through the bot keep. And everything coming up Modo Miracle on this one so far.
Yeah, and the other thing with Modo staying on that top keep, I think they did stay too long, and I think it was User 2 queued in, got a perfect spear on Hanzo, started spinning, and then backed up, even when Ancestral was on him. I think he could have killed Hanzo, and that would have turned that fight. Now, Modo did have Sanct and did have Gust, so they obviously probably still would have gotten away. Now you do see Juggler sniffing out a boss.
They're going to be too late to rotate in on this. Nice grab by Guy's Gems. But they're going to give up the dog in exchange. On the side of Modo Miracle should be able to clear this up pretty quickly. They have Murad and the boss also in the top lane for them to grab shortly after, should they decide that that's where they want to go.
Does it seem like that's where Guys and Gems wants to go?
Yeah, they are starting to make their way up there. 8 seconds until they have Rhaegar back. We'll have Ancestral and really all their ults before the side of Modo Miracle can really get up there to exchange.
I think they saw each other, actually. I think and Ghost Dunk saw each other. Yeah, they did. The juggler flew up.
Tribute or face my curse.
We are going to see Tribute spawning in the bot. The boss is started here by Modo Miracle. We'll have to see if they can clear this in time. It is still Curse Point. They do have the Dragon's Arrow to be able to stall it on the way down. Also, the Juggler, though, does not have his flight at the moment.
Now he just flew up there. Demonic Invasion used top lane. Like I said, it's just going to be used to get extra push while he's going for the tribute.
Boss will be pushing directly onto the keep of Guy's Gems here.
And Guy's Gems is not even channeling this thing yet.
Yeah, Stwish will get it, but Murad with the stall to start here. Another stall with that huge scatter arrow. Cleansing Flame going to come out, going to push them back and poke a little bit of damage.
They have to leave. There's a boss on their keep.
Yep. They do have the camp pushing in mid, but the boss is starting to lay waste to this top keep.
Yeah, I don't know if they're going to be able to save it. I follow Q build and Sonya. They might.
Yeah, also level 16 currently here for Modo Miracle, where Guy's Gems are right around the corner. It's not, you know, it's the first of 3 tributes that Modo Miracle needs, so I like that call to back off. Once they were assured that they were not going to get it uncontested, I like that call to retreat and live to fight another day.
I agree.
Squabbling. Gather tribute. Earn my favor.
Now everything comes to a head. Level 16 will be in for Guy's Gems this time around. 20 seconds still to soak that up and get in here.
I don't know if they go for this, really. I know they're only down 2, but they also don't have Wrath.
It's also a bad position for them. This is a very favorable position for Modo Miracle, but the question is level 20. Will Modo Miracle have level 20 by the time the next tribute comes up? So they do go right in after Fonzie. GG. Tons of poke coming down here.
Everything, though. Odin laying waste to Shriv in the backline, and Fonzie is going to fall.
So they do get the Tyrael to start this out. Murad being chased down by Stwish. Does get the bite out.
Dunk.
The dunk just barely misses, and Stwish is going to have to walk away. But the curse is out here. Catapult's on the core on the other side, but the minions should be able to clear that out.
Curse will take it out of it, yeah.
Yeah.
Curse will take care of it. There are siege giants, so Sonya is going to go back. And other than that, I think Guys and Gems just has to push for a keep here. With Tyrael down, they need to group as 5 and just go for a keep.
Yeah, Sonya dealing with that camp in the bot lane. They do get a little bit of damage in on the mid. But it does look like they're starting to rotate towards the bot. Falstad clearing out in the top lane. So this is a 4v4 here until Sonya and Falstad show up.
Yeah, but Tyrael's back.
And for now, Guy's Gem's going to walk away. Happy getting a decent amount of damage here in the mid. We've got that general.
Top fort. Well played, Falstad. Well played.
MVP Falstad in the top lane. Globe going to come out and hit a couple, but this curse is ending here soon.
Howling Blast hits Swish and Cody Kraz.
The fly in from the juggler.
A little too far, but
Swish.
it's going to be a death. Goodbye, puppy.
The chase is good for Modo Miracle. They do have a lot of gap closing potential, that's for sure. Now level 20 right around the corner, and Modo Miracle should be able to take back control of this game, at least for the next couple of levels.
Interesting positioning here. User 2 is waiting at boss.
And boss spawning in 3.
I guess they're figuring we need to take something. And it looks like Modo's getting ready to take this top keep.
And Odin being caught a little bit out of place here, but we'll be able to
Fonzie
get
missed the
back
cue
safely.
there. But this is going to be a boss for Guys Gems, which is good for them. But now they need to go and either defend that keep or push hard with this boss.
Yeah, keep already forfeit here. The question is, do they want to go for more? It looks like for now, they're just going to back off. As many members of Guys Gems are in here. Falstad flying the bot, and the Juggler will start to get some work done onto this boss. But right now, just the game of 20 here for Guys Gems. All they want is to get that 20 as fast as humanly possible. 15 seconds until the boss is spawned here for Modo Miracle. Looks like that's what they're positioning to do for now.
And they're doing it perfectly. All they need is Ghost Dunk and Murad. They don't need anybody else for this boss at all. Tyrael could help, but they really don't need it.
No respect for the healer, man. None. No, I'm kidding. That's,
I mean, it's Hanzo and a Tyrael with shield level at 1.
that's true. That's true. Those level 1 shields are just silly. So we will see Camp.
Left misses.
Looks like Camp
The boss
picked up
barely
here.
touches keep. Boss is up. There's nothing, and I mean nothing, for Guys Gems to do right now. And looks like they're just going to go for win. Modo is just positioning to win the game if they take this boss.
Yeah, Guys Gems looking to scout this out. They are coming up here, ignoring the tribute completely. Ghost Dunk trying to zone, but it's not going to be enough. The arrow comes out, though. They are looking to turn and force this fight before 20. They successfully get them off the boss, but Cody Kraz goes down to the Cleansing Flames. Frugal's in all kinds of trouble. And once again, Modo Miracle has forced the fight that they want. They get the pick.
Yeah.
Now they'll be able to turn around and get this boss uncontested.
That's a great play by Modo to just stop the boss entirely and turn around and annihilate. And if you're Guys in Gems, you're going for keep, and it's exactly what they're doing.
Yeah, almost just base race it at this point. But,
Yeah. But Falstad has Gust, so you lose.
that's true. We'll see Demonic Invasion coming down, though, and this is actually
Oh
a
my God,
lot.
The fastest keep is falling.
This keep is getting annihilated.
Gust is already used.
And they're going to go directly to the core. Wait a minute.
Oh, Modo's hearthing.
They hearth back, but do they have enough to stop this? The
His
dragon...
core is falling so fast.
Level 20 is here. User 2
Oh
pops
my
Wrath.
God.
And that is game. Guys,
Wow.
Gems. Turning it around. What did we just witness?
Wow. What I just witnessed was Demonic Invasion won a game.
Wait a minute.
Did you see how fast that keep fell?
Oh, that was ridiculous. Level 7 talent value, man. On the Asmodean bound minion.
God, what?
Oh my gosh.
That was a good game.
That was just ridiculous. But so much fun to watch.
Feel kind of bad for Modo.
Well, you know, they played a really good game for sure. I felt like they had that, but you know, a lot of it comes down to macro calls. Guys, Gems had a plan.
For sure.
They had, you know, I guess we did end up getting some cheese tonight, as it turns out. Who knew?
We saw it at Alaric after all. Last resort.
Yeah, I guess. But either way, just a fantastic series coming out from both of these teams. And Guys Gems will pick up that win and force the draw here as we head towards these last couple of weeks. Every point counts. So Guys Gems going to pick themselves up one before the series is over.
Yeah, that was important for them too.
All right, well, that's going to do it for us tonight, guys. Thanks for coming out and enjoying some epic NGS C Division action. How can you call it anything else but epic after seeing that finish?
How can you call it anything else but NA?
So NA. All right. Any shout outs, Thunderstruck? Where can we find you? Give us your whole life story.
I'm a college student, so I'm doing studies all the time. But
Well, there you
I try
go.
to stream and I try to play. My Twitch is on here, Thunderstruck97, or yeah, 697. It might be that. I don't know. Anyways, it was really fun doing this. My first actual like co-cast for NGS, and I really look forward to doing more and hopefully casting on my own. So I really appreciate you having me, Jason.
Yeah, for sure. It was good fun, man. And
Yeah, for sure.
I guess that'll do it for us. Thank you for stopping by with us, guys, and we'll see you guys next time. Have a good night.